our summer movie preview, and yes, Amanda Wall will get to Harry Potter at some stage. All the woman cares about is Harry Potter. We're with Eric Daw, the playwright, the author, the actor and director, and Ron Van Timmeren from Celebration Cinemas, just sort of going through the list here of the, gosh, if you saw them all, you'd do nothing but be in the theater all the time, Ron Van Timmeren.
Nothing wrong with that, Michael Patrick.
I am going to sprint to the first Celebration Cinema screen that comes out with Midnight in Paris, Woody Allen's new movie.
Yeah, it opened on only 6 screens this weekend and almost averaged 100,000 per screen, so they will be very happy with that, and that means we'll get it sooner than later, I'm predicting. But Sony Pictures Classics, a small distributor, Woody Allen movies, typically not big blockbusters, so they treat them very carefully, and so I'll be interested to see what they say today about runs in Michigan.
The reviews have been sensational. To what I see, you've got Rachel McAdams, you've got Carla Bruni, the First Lady of France, and I guess Owen Wilson is in there too, and Adrian Brody, and they say that, without spoiling it, that it's almost like what was his movie where people came off the screen there? Purple Rose of Cairo? Yeah. They go back in time to old Paris as it's
That was Jeff
glamorized.
Daniels. You know, that was Jeff Daniels' movie, and that's why he named his theater down in Chelsea, the Purple Rose, was because of his involvement with Woody Allen.
And apparently you'll love this. When they get to old Paris, they run into Ernest Hemingway and Gertrude Stein, and, you know, as a writer, I think it's just going to be fantastic, Ron. Hope it comes here soon.
Too, and you know, he's a big market kind of producer director in his movies. So you know, that I really hope it translates into smaller towns around the U.S. as well.
His pictures are not for everyone, are they?
No, he's an acquired taste, but I've always loved him. I mean, he's certainly taken chances. You can say what you will about his personal life as well, but as a filmmaker, he just cranks them out.
What do you think, Eric? You like Woody Allen?
Yeah, I always find his films, I mean, a real gem that I love, and I'm almost blocking the name, I think it was Manhattan Murder Mystery, and that was one of his films, and it was just a little gem of a murder mystery, and great characters. He always has such wonderfully drawn characters. They can be, you know, kind of idiosyncratic, and they can be quirky, but the storyline is always very smart and very sharp, and he just has his own niche, I think. And
I think the last picture he did was with Larry David, and the Larry David act wore a little thin, I thought. A little goes a long way with that character. And then, of course, Vicky Cristina Barcelona before that, which was sensational.
Yes, very, very wonderful movie.
The Hangover 2, somewhat less highbrow.
You think?
Is going to have everyone, instead of Vegas this time, they're going to be, as I understand, in Thailand, Ron Van Timmeren. That's a recipe for disaster, isn't it?
Yeah, and they really upped the quotient here going to Thailand, and this is you know, the highest grossing R-rated comedy of all time. Hangover 1 did over $400 million, almost $500 million. So they had to bring the boys back, and they had to jack it up somehow, and so off they go to Thailand, and it just looks like they pulled out all the stops here, and of course in a very R-rated way.
You don't even have to wonder if it's set in Thailand what's going to be going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand how such a, I don't know what you call that kind of comedy, but it's not very sophisticated.
No, it's not, and that's why America loved it. That's why the world loved it. And there's a summer full of these sort of irreverent R-rated.
Are there?
Comedies. Well, in beginning with Bridesmaids, which took a very small drop at the box office this weekend. So apparently there's an appetite for this stuff, and I love the cast in this new Hangover movie. Of course, they're all, Stu and Phil and Alan are all back, and they're going to throw in some more stuff from Mr. Chow, and they've got cameos lined up, including Liam Neeson, but not Bill Clinton. Apparently, there was a rumor he was going to be in it, but he's not.
Amanda Wall, you went to see Bridesmaids. I could have told you. I could have told you not to do that.
It was actually worse than like a Hangover movie. I thought that it was much more toilet humor.
You're growing
there's
up.
There's no other way to put it. I actually covered my eyes and ears, I hate to admit that, for about 5 minutes of the movie because it was just so bad.
Well, there's an endorsement.
Sorry.
Eric Daw, the Water for Elephants you mentioned, the book that is turned into a picture. Now I see in early June we're going to have One Lucky Elephant, and then later in July, still another elephant movie coming out with the word elephant in the title. And, The Woman with the Five Elephants is what it's called. All of a sudden, elephants are making their way into title. And I can't help but remember my friend Larry Olmsted, who wrote that book, Getting into Guinness. And when they showed me the cover of the book, because the author really didn't have anything to do with the design of the cover, there was an elephant on there, and he said, they told me that books with elephants on the cover sell better, the marketing experts.
Well, I guess I'll put an elephant on the cover of my next novel then.
Yeah.
That just is a no-brainer.
Why not? Steven Spielberg is going to be busy this summer, too, or has been busy anyway. An aspiring young filmmaker accidentally captures evidence of an alien invasion in Super 8.
Yeah, and this looks awesome. I got a chance to see about 20 minutes of it while I was at CinemaCon, and director J.J. Abrams is sort of going back to a Spielberg sort of formula where he's putting kids as filmmakers. As those kids were growing up, Spielberg, Abrams, they made Super 8 movies, and so this is kind of autobiographical. And, of course, you've got to throw in a little bit of creature feature here. Really reminded me in look and feel of E.T., but that looks like it'll be a big hit. That's coming out on June 10.
On my iPhone, I have an app called Flickster,
Yeah.
which shows you the movies that are coming out and gives you reviews and what's playing at what theaters around you. And it has a rating of like the want to see rating, and Super 8 has a 92% want to see rating. So it's this list of movies that's coming out this summer. They all have very, very high want to see ratings, with a couple of notable exceptions. But that one's got a 92% rating.
Hey, the Green Lantern is coming back, too. That is going to be in the middle of June or so, based on a comic book, Marvel comic again. The Green Lantern. Angela Bassett's going to be in that picture. We're doing our summer movie preview with Ron Van Timmeren from Celebration Cinemas. Eric Daw, the Michigan-based director, author, actor. And we're back in a flash on Michael Patrick Shields.